Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited to do this video and start this little series that I want on my channel. It's going to be called Middle Grade Monday, and I'm so excited to, excuse me, share these book recommendations for you, especially for middle graders. So middle grade is a genre of books specifically for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade kiddos. But as an adult, I love reading them. I work with kids all day, every day, and so I want to make sure that I'm reading them before they do so that I know kind of content and making sure that they're appropriate for those age groups. So the goal of this series is to help the adults in their lives, basically, whether you are a homeschooling family, whether you are a teacher, whether you're just a parent trying to get a book in your kid's hand. I want to help. I read a lot of middle grade. I love it. It's one of my favorite genres. And so twice a month, we are going to do Middle Grade Monday, and you will have 10 different options between the two videos. So 5 options on the first video and 5 options on the second video of book recommendations that are clean and really good content, no swearing, no, craziness for your kids. I have different genres and different categories all planned out. So I am really excited to start this journey. Okay, so the first one, I call it classics, I guess. And I think these 5 books should be read by just about everybody. I think they are fantastic. They stand the test of time. They are good quality and they're funny. I love them all. A lot of them should be very familiar, but because some movies have been made out of them, but you always want to make sure you read the book first, generally speaking. So let's just get into it. The first book is the classic upon classics, one of the best movie book combos that I have seen, which is Holes by Louis Sachar. Oh my gosh, I love this book so much. It won a Newbery. It is one of my absolute favorites. It is about a boy who goes to this boys' camp for basically delinquents. He meets a bunch of new friends, and all day, every day, they have to dig holes in the ground, in the desert, in the heat, with the sun baking them. And it is so good. You realize as you read throughout the story that there is purpose behind them digging holes, and the way things are connected are just brilliant. I had one of my tutoring clients. He is in 4th grade. We read this book together at the beginning of the school year, so August. And he's like, "Miss Emily, this is a good book." I'm like, I know, you gotta trust Miss Emily's recommendation. Anyway, it is fantastic. It's not too long, but it's not short as well. It's that perfect middle range. Every student should read this book. It is fantastic. Okay, next is another one that has a movie adaptation. Not as good as Holes, but still cute. And that is Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. I read this when 4th grade maybe. I've read it again recently as an adult. It is just as cute, just as adorable. This girl, Ella, she gets cursed by this fairy to be exactly obedient. Now, when you're exactly obedient, you get into trouble. And when they say, well, hop to it, they start hopping to it and everything. And it's funny, but then there are different areas where you see things going awry. But then Ella, who is scrappy and she figures out how to handle situations, comes to the rescue in the end. It's wonderful. There's more romance in the movie, so if you're nervous about that, you've only seen the movie and you're like, oh, I don't want my fourth grader reading romance, there's definitely more romance in the movie than in the book, in my opinion. So there's that, but it is so adorable and perfect for that age group. Okay, next is probably one of my favorites, and definitely one of my favorites from this particular author. Bud, Not Buddy. Oh my gosh, it's so cute, you guys. It is by Christopher Paul Curtis, another Newbery winner, and definitely my favorite from this author. I've read quite a few from him, and Bud, Not Buddy has always just stayed that #1 spot. It is about this orphan boy named Bud, not Buddy, and he desperately wants to find his father, and he has some clues, and so it is set. Oh my goodness, can I talk? Can I speak? Talk, speak? I know English. It is set in Flint, Michigan, and he goes on this epic adventure. He finds this group of musicians, and he starts playing with them, and he's like, okay, there has to be something with this band that is related to my father, and it's just adorable and hilarious. And I've had students in the past, my 5th graders, read this, and they just completely loved it. They were like, can we read that again? I'm like, well, no, but I'm glad you want to read it. You can read it at home, type of thing. Anyway, it is just so adorable, so cute. I loved it. Fabulous. Okay, next one is one of my favorite authors for this middle grade genre, and it is Pam Munoz Ryan's Esperanza Rising. Classic. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. Once again, I've had students in my 5th grade class read this, and they loved it. And it was really cool because a lot of them could relate to Esperanza. They've had similar life experiences, and so they were like, oh my goodness, I've been through that. And so they were able to connect the reading to their life, which is the point of reading, especially for younger beginning readers. Anyway, so this is about this girl who immigrates from Mexico to, I think, California, and with her family, and she has to start working in the fields, but she's too young, and she just learns a lot of different things and learns about different fruits and vegetables, and she meets different people, and they all have to, she's from this great big house in Mexico, and then she comes to California, and they're in this tiny little house shared by a couple different families. And so it is just adorable. It is hilarious, and it is so interesting for my students to read this book, and I just love it. I've read it a couple of times, both out loud to students, and then students have read it in little like literature groups or whatever. Each time I've had students come out to be like, this is awesome. So from the mouths of babes, right? So Esperanza Rising, definitely one that I think everyone should read. Okay, last one for Middle Grade Monday is one that was published, I think, 1960. So it's definitely getting older, but it still is a classic and still stands the test of time in my opinion. And that is Scott Odell's Island of the Blue Dolphins. And as you can see, all of them have won different awards, which I think is definitely well deserved. This is about this young girl who her entire tribe, it's been a while since I've read it. Excuse me. Yes, her entire tribe gets this opportunity to move locations, but for some reason she gets left behind, and she doesn't know if her tribe is coming back, if the settlers that took her tribe are coming back, she's just not sure what is happening. And so she's like, okay, well, I can either sit down and not do anything, or I can kind of pull up my bootstraps and work, because I have to eat, I have to survive, I have to, find shelter. And so she does. So it's a survival story, which is funny for me to be recommending this because I am not an outdoors girl at all. I burn and then I peel and it's not attractive. So I definitely like my inside. But I found this survival story really, really interesting. And she meets all these different animals and they become her friends, and she tames them and she helps heal them. And then I loved it. It is very, very short, quick read. And I loved hearing about this and learning about this. It was just a really good read of something that I had not read a lot about previously, which is the point of reading. So, okay, here are the 5 books that I consider classics that I think all kiddos, even all adults, should read. They're great on audiobooks, just FYI. Definitely take a look at them. They'll all be in the description below. I would love to chat and see if you guys have read these, if you like them, if your kids have liked them. Please let me know, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon in the next video. I'm loving this. This is just so much fun, so thank you for all the love and support. Bye!